Hey, this is Matt Boggs, and today I have a very special Father's Day edition video for you. And I have the blessing of having my dad with us this day. He came all the way from Houston, Texas, 2,000 miles away from beautiful Huntington Beach to celebrate the birth of my daughter, Safina. He came and has been here for a week supporting and celebrating. And so my dad just happens to be a licensed marriage and family therapist for over 25 years, has been counseling individuals, helping them in their relationships and helping them in their lives. And so I thought, what a cool thing. Let's do a video bringing some of your wisdom to my community, because you're always researching, you're always learning, you're always on the cutting edge. And so he was telling me about some research of the 4 needs of men and the 4 needs of women that we all have, and I thought that would be really interesting to bring to my community.
Well, I love my work. I love helping relationships develop and to heal and to reunite. I just love it. And so what I discovered was that Jimmy Evans teamed up with the Gallup Research Company to do a wonderful apply some wonderful strengths research to couples. And the title of the book is Strengths-Based Marriage.
And this is cool. You were telling me that some research that they've done, oftentimes, maybe you were brought up this way. When we were in schools, we were taught to focus on our weakness. If you're really good at reading, but you sucked at science, then they really focused on science and trying to bring that up. Or if you're really good at science but didn't do well in math, and you focused on math. And what they've found that in today's world, the most effective approach for being successful in life is not focusing on your weakness, but actually focusing on your strength. What was the research? You gave me a great research study that they did on this.
Well, they taught, the book includes a project where they were working on elementary school kids learning to read better. And so they tested the kids. Most of the kids read at about 80 words a minute. Some of the kids read about 250 words a minute. So they prepared to give them 8 weeks of reading study and speed reading. And so they had various theories. Some of the scientists thought that the classes might actually slow down the fast readers as they sped up the slow readers. So they were very excited about the results, because at the end of the 8 weeks, they found that the kids that read about 80 words a minute were reading 250 words a minute, but the kids that started at 250 words a minute were reading 2,900 words a minute. And
Insane.
So it completely changed learning theory and changed the focus. And so now it's very popular in business, and Jimmy Evans has helped them apply that to couples. So you can really learn to understand your partner and their strengths. They can understand your strengths, and then you can really value the differences, and that's a whole nother layer of strength. It's fantastic.
So take us into, first, before we reveal the 4 needs that men have, the 4 needs that women have, because anytime, as you were sharing this with me, part of my mind wanted to go to the exceptions to the rule. And I think that's just human nature, is that when we hear about generalities, all men feel this way or all women like this, we can instantly think of the 1 or 2 exceptions to the rule. So as we're hearing this information, I think it's important to look for how it can apply instead of the exception to the rule. Where does the value lie in these 4 needs that all men have and 4 needs that women have? So let's start with the needs that men have.
All right. The number 1 need of most men is respect. If they sense disrespect in what you're saying, they filter that out automatically. A man will automatically seek people and places where they receive the most respect.
I fully agree with that, and you've heard me say this a million times, that one of man's deepest psychological desires is to have his thoughts respected, to feel respected, and he'll gravitate towards friendships, social circles, relationships where he's receiving the respect that he craves.
And the number 2 need is, of course, sex. Men need that connection also.
And number 3 is sex, and number 4 is sex. No, I'm kidding. Number 2 is sex. But what's interesting here is why sex isn't number 1. And what's fascinating is that respect is number 1 versus sex, because if a man isn't respected and if a man is emasculated, then there comes a point where he can't even have sex with you because he'll be impotent. He won't even be able to have an erection to have sex if he doesn't feel his manhood in the relationship. So number 1, respect. Number 2 is sex. And it's a big number 2.
It's true. Men are pretty tender. Their egos are pretty tender. They're big and strong on the outside, but they're pretty tender on the inside. And that leads us to number 3, which is friendship. Men want their partners to be friends with them. And when they are friends, then the men can open their hearts. And that's the number 2 need of women, is to have her man open his heart to her, share their lives on a deep emotional level, not just a surface level.
Yeah, friendship is huge. And you often find that men, we have our bro packs, the rat packs, because we crave that friendship. We crave having fun with each other. But another big piece of this that comes with friendship is loyalty. That you know that your friends are going to have your back. Your friends are going to stick by your side when times are tough. Your friends are the ones that you can rely on. Give us an example of what does friendship look like in the counseling that you've done, and really healthy relationships that you're witnessing. What does a great friendship really look like?
Well, the fuel that friendship runs on is trust. And we develop trust in 4 main ways. Listening and responding to each other. It's a great compliment to get a response to something you've said or done. Number 2 is openness and honesty. It's a new type of honesty. I call it rigorous honesty. It's growing every day. We're more honest today than we were yesterday. And it's speaking the truth with love. Number 3 is keeping agreements. That's very important to be a person of your word. And that fuels friendship. If you think back about your friends, they show up when they say they will.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Number 4 is being super positive, having each other's backs. That brings in the loyalty. And I also add that sharing the spiritual dimension is one of the most positive and powerful ways to really deepen your friendship, is to pray together.
So having that trust that fuels that friendship, having each other's backs, having fun together. So the number 1 need is respect. The number 2 need, sex. The number 3 need is friendship. And what's the number 4 need that men have?
Men love to see a woman who can turn a house into a home. Now, this is based on research. I didn't make this up, but it holds true. Now, sometimes...
And so what does that mean? I can hear half of the people watching this right now saying we should be equal, and what does that mean, house into the home, and just the pushback already happened. But what does that look like, a woman who can turn a house into a home?
Well, men, I want to tell you, when you arrive home, you need to do your fair share of the housework. There just seems to be a talent that women have of nesting, of making the home really beautiful.
Let me just say, and I can tell you, and I'm sure you've seen this as well, you go to a bachelor's apartment or a bachelor's home. Now, again, there's always exceptions to the rule. There's the dude who knows exactly how to decorate and everything's beautiful. But by and large, especially you look at all of my friends, colleagues that I've had, you go to their house and they're not married, they don't have a girlfriend or someone who's living with them. You go to the fridge and it's like 1 beer can and a bottle of ketchup. It's like that's all they have in the fridge. And you look around, there's no pictures on the wall, there's no candles, there's no plants, it's stark. And I can tell you that my experience, one of the things that I really value about, it's that woman's touch in the home. It's the plant is not dying, it actually has green leaves on it because it's being watered and it's being loved. And there are candles burning, and there's actually curtains in the house. Man, we don't put up curtains. Often women will put up the curtains.
And they know how to put the pictures up and how they look nice in a cluster.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
So whatever that means to you, in your way of nesting, your way of turning the house into a home, I know that I extremely value my wife's ability and the contribution that she makes to our home that way. So we're transitioning now. Those are the 4 needs that men have. And again, always exceptions.
Before we transition,
okay.
let me mention what men love to hear.
Oh, yes.
It's something like this. Baby, you're my guy. You're a great man. You have what it takes. I'm on your team. I'm your biggest cheerleader. I believe in you. That's what men want to hear.
That's exactly what we want to hear. And as we unpack that, I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm your number 1 fan. I'm supporting you. I'm on your side. I'm on your team. All of that is friendship. It's loyalty. It's being on the same team. What we highly value. It's respecting us. It's respecting our abilities as a man. Strikes right to the center of our love zone, if you will. So are we transitioning now?
Yes.
All right, let's transition over to women's biggest needs.
Here are the women's 4 major needs, and this isn't just made up. This is the Gallup survey. 12 million people have participated so far. There are surveys and there are surveys, and this is the real deal.
Yeah.
Women's number 1 need, according to the survey, is safety. She needs to know that she's a priority, that she's number 1 in your life, that you're dedicated to her and meeting her needs and keeping her safe.
So the first need is safety. What's need number 2?
Need number 2 is complete communication. Our ladies need us to open our hearts to them, not just the headlines, but to communicate all about what we're going through and what we're feeling. Guys need a little practice with that. We're not that good at putting our feelings into words. It's a 2-step process, actually. First, we have to figure out what we're feeling, and then we have to find words to put it into.
It's true. It's true. It's oftentimes it's not that we don't want to share what it is that we're going through. Is we're trying to figure out. We're trying to identify it and put words to it and understand it ourselves first. Now, there's always
some practice.
It does take practice, and there's always the guys who are reticent. They're not willing to come forward and share, and that can be a muscle that they grow as well. But what I'm curious to hear about as you're watching this is we're giving you 4 major needs. Do these resonate with you? Are these your needs? Now, again, this is just from the Gallup polls, but if these needs resonate with you, post in the comment section below which of the needs you feel are really your major needs, or if you have needs that aren't in these 4 that we're going to give you, what those needs are that you have that aren't being listed here. So number 1, safety. 2 is communication from their man. What's number 3?
Number 3 is non-sexual touch. We need to be able to touch each other, share our lives, and not everything is about the bedroom.
So in other words, show affection, touch your woman affectionately without trying to get some action.
That's right. Hold her hand, put your arm around her.
That touch isn't just about, because oftentimes what I'm gathering from what you're saying is if the touch is about trying to get into bed, then it's more of selfish touch than it is about actually just caring for your woman.
Yeah, let her know she's number 1 in your life.
Now, I can hear some women right now saying, hey, look, I want some sexual touch. And I want plenty of that sexual touch as well. So that may be you, right? But these were the Gallup polls. So safety, communication, non-sexual touch.
That's right.
And what's number 4?
Number 4 is leadership. Our ladies like us to be leaders in 4 main areas. In the area of children, in the area of finance, the spiritual area, and also romance. She wants a man who will say, baby, reserve every Friday night for me. I'll be here at 6 p.m. and we'll go have something special. We'll have some fun.
And you were telling me before what they don't want to hear, and this was the mistake that I made on one of my first dates with my wife, was showing up at their doorstep and saying, hey, so what do you want to do tonight? And she's like, no plan, right? Women want, and I'm sure you can resonate with this, you want a plan. You want your man to have the plan.
Yes, a man with a plan.
So there you have it, the 4 needs that men have, the 4 needs that women have, and I want to hear from you. Go ahead and post in the comment section below. Do these needs resonate with you? Safety, communication, non-physical touch, and leadership.
Non-sexual touch.
I'm sorry, yeah. What would non-physical touch be? No, non-sexual touch. Okay, thank you.
Did I explain the sentence that the women want to hear?
That women want to hear. You know, tell us the sentence women want to hear.
Right. Guys, what your lady wants to hear is, baby, you are number one in my life. I'm going to do anything I need to do, sacrifice anything I need to sacrifice to meet your needs. Even if I don't get what I want, you're going to get what you want because I'm going to see to it.
I have a little bit of a surprise, this being a Father's Day video, and this being my dad who came to share this moment with you and me. I have a Father's Day card here for you, and wanted to give you a little Father's Day love.
That's great.
So go ahead and open that, and we'll do this right here.
Should I open it?
On camera with our community.
Nice. All right.
And I thought maybe for the community, I'll read this to you so that they can hear what's in the card as well.
That's great. Would you?
Absolutely. So I was going through, I felt like this card really captured how I feel. And so it says, Dad, have I told you lately? Have I told you just how important you are to me? Do I let you know how much I appreciate everything you've done and still do for me? Did I mention how often your words stick with me, even when you're not around? Is there any way to thank you for loving me, for making my childhood a happy one? Have I told you lately that you're always in my heart? Because, Dad, you are, and you always will be. Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you. Thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your love. Thank you for helping me become the man I am today.
Love you.
Love you.
Thanks.
So I hope you've enjoyed this special Father's Day edition video that we brought you. And I would love to hear from you. Do the 4 needs that we mentioned that women have from this specific research, do they resonate with you? Do they connect with you? Or do you have needs that weren't mentioned in the 4 that we talked about? Go ahead and post a comment in the comment section below. And if you're not subscribed to this channel, every week we do videos about love, relationships, communication, dating. Go ahead and get subscribed so that way you're the first to be alerted when the new videos come out. And I posted a great resource for you. It's a texting guide for how to text guys in your life, and it breaks down great rules, great texts that you can send them to ignite interest and generate attraction with them. I'm going to link it up here in the video. Go ahead and click that. You can get that free ebook, and I'm going to put it in the description below. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you soon.